Hi, my name is Margaret Tam. I'm here with Kevin, the owner of Bullard's. When you think about sustainability, what is your definition?
My opinion of sustainable agriculture has to begin with the farmer. It's got to be where it's sustainable to the farmer himself, where he gives back not only to the environment and being a steward of the land, and you do things like winter cover crops and alternate sources of nitrogen and feeding the environment. So it's reusing the ground to where it's sustainable, and you do the best stewardship of the ground as possible.
Now, when you talk about the using the nitrogen, is that fertilizer?
Yeah, fertilizer, more organic, carbon compound type fertilizer. Cover crops where you have peas and clovers and ryegrass that you'll plow under, just to feed the soils and keep it healthy.
Oh, great. And you were telling me that you were also part of the Elkhart Chambers of Commerce.
Yeah, we're a member of the Elkhart Chamber of Commerce. As a farmer and a part of the local community, we try to stay involved with other businesses, local organizations, and we try to stay in touch with what's going on in the area.
Okay. Now, you were telling me how you do some business up in Michigan with local farmers up there. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, here at the market, I concentrate on growing mostly sweet corn and pumpkins and red tomatoes. And in order to have a farm market, a roadside stand, it's hard and almost impossible for me to provide everything on a fresh quality basis. So up around the southwestern lower Michigan, there's a large group of available farmers that will do the specialty plants like eggplants, peppers, gourds, just everything you can imagine to grow in the garden. There's a group of farmers out there in the regional terminal market that you can purchase from.
Oh, great. And so then you purchase that and bring it down here.
Yeah, I pride myself on an average between 24 hours to 48 hours from the time it's harvested to the time it's sold. There's that quick of a fresh turnover for what we sell here at the market.
So that means that there's no extra chemicals put on to keep it fresh. When they actually buy from you, they're actually buying fresh.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's many times that it's that same day.
Oh, wow. So that is a real quick turnaround.
Yeah, and even our sweet corn. During the summer, we pick fresh in the morning, and everything that we try to sell everything that day with nothing carrying over to the following day. We try to guess it pretty close, and everything's fresh that day.
Okay. Now, if you do have leftovers, do you just sell them the next day, or what do you do with the leftovers?
Yeah, we've got a cooler, and so we'll store it properly, and we'll sell it the next day, which in most terms is still fresher than what you're going to get out of a distributor or a retail chain grocery store, because those are 2, 3, 4 days in a truck.
Yeah.
Where it's still less than 12 hours, even
wow.
if it's for the next day for us.
Okay, so that means that you're cutting down on fuel costs because you don't have a whole lot of fuel to spend.
Yeah.
And now, are your farms around here, your fields?
Yes. Yep. Actually, I live on the main farm, and I have approximately 70 acres in some type of farm production.
Okay, and that's where you do it. You don't store anything in a silo. You just automatically every day.
Yeah.
Now, do you hire people to come in and pick your corn, or is that something that you do yourself?
Both. I pick a lot of corn in my day, but I have 3 Concord, which is a local school here, boys. A couple of them are on the baseball team, one is the football team. During the summer, they'll come in and pick in the mornings and keep me going, and they'll work in the tomato fields if I need to. And in the fall, after school, they'll harvest the pumpkins. So I've got a pretty good connection through the local high school that I deal with them.
Oh, great. So that's given to the local community that way as well. Now, when you weed, do you use weed killer, or do you use like a machine?
I do both. I always read and follow the label directions on all the chemicals.
Okay.
That's where you got to start. And I don't have a weed problem. I do not have an insect problem.
Wow.
I do not have a fungus problem. And so I'm able to use the least amount of chemical that they recommend.
Oh, cool.
So if they say, use 1 to 2 pounds, I'm able to use the 1 pound.
Okay.
Because then I will, for instance, you talk about weeds, I do the mechanical cultivating
Okay.
where, I try to knock it down, get a low systemic control,
Mhm.
and then when the corn is up 6 to 8 inches, then I'll go through and mechanically cultivate it.
Oh, sweet.
And so from the latter stages up to ear development, there would be no weed pesticides used.
Oh, that's really amazing, because I know there's a lot of farmers that would use the chemicals, and I'm one of those ones that like not so many chemicals
Yeah.
running on the body.
And the majority of your farmers don't like using chemicals, but it's a necessary
Yeah.
part of the operation.
Well, yeah, like you said, you use fertilizer,
Mhm.
where there's some that use the chemicals that have been altered.
Well, the chemicals haven't been altered.
Exactly, but there are some that it has been, and I like the fact that you use just the.
Well, and I don't want to lead into your conversation, but you hear a lot nowadays about GMO,
Exactly.
genetically modified organisms, and scientifically they're proven to be very, very safe.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel we do not use GMOs here,
Okay.
just because in sweet corn it doesn't taste that good. I mean,
Yeah.
you can tell the difference, and it's not because it's GMO; it's just the variety.
Yeah.
In zucchini, there's GMO zucchini, but you still have to spray a little bit. So
Okay.
why pay the extra cost of planting GMO when you still have to spray?
Yeah.
So I think the jury is still out on the use of GMO. I do feel that there is a direct need for GMO plants in the world food production. When you're looking at third world countries, they're not going to die from GMO poisoning.
Yeah.
If they're they're going to die of starvation.
Exactly.
And it's up to the Monsantos of the world. If you want to help those people and feed them, it's going to be the Monsantos of the world that will feed the world.
Now, you were talking about seed. Now, do you cultivate your own seeds, or do you go out and do you purchase it?
We purchase. Yeah, it's every vegetable grower. I shouldn't say every, but 99% of your vegetable growers purchase new seed.
Okay.
You're able to control which varieties you want, the quality you want. It eliminates the diseases that are passed on through the seed,
Okay.
and so those have all been tested and for quality assurance. And so your vegetable growers always buy new seed.
Okay. Well, I thank you for your time, Kevin.
Well, thank
This
you.
is very educational, and I look forward to doing business with you in the future.
Well, like I say, I'm part of the Bullard's Farm Market
Okay.
and Greenhouse, and I'm glad to help you out.
Thank you.